Good morning, good morning. If I watch this video in the morning, it's early in the morning. It's like 7:23. It's foggy. It's extremely foggy. Let me put my camera in here. So guys waiting for a bus. People have to wait for a bus, and it's foggy outside. Must be crazy. Anyways, I made a video because I went to the gym right now. In the morning, I like to hit the gym when it's earlier. Then I go home and I start riding a lot. Next week is gonna be spring break. I passed here last couple weeks, last month actually. There was construction now is going on. They are building the area, renovating it, and they ask people who live here to move their vehicles. I think the guy standing on sidewalks is directing traffic. The whole area is closed because they're gonna renovate it. Seems like this is a good place, you know. They change, they rebuild the area in a few seconds, in a few days. Construction going on down here, but look at the foggy. Looks like a mountain. So when I woke up, I checked my weather map on the phone. It says weather advisory. It's gonna be foggy. I could have gone the other side. I just got this side. They are crossing the road here as well. These guys work for DC because the uniform says Capital DC. Kind of like it. They build the roads, taking care of it. Maybe they should also clean the trash. In the trash area here. I think there is a recycling company nearby where they recycle all the garbage. Look at basketball in here. This is a school. There's a school here. So that's why I see trash. Is it a school or is it an apartment? I think it's an apartment. I'm not too sure. But you can go inside. Everything's closed with a gate. It would be nice to check the Capitol right now in the fog to see how it looks like. Because the fog makes it look, oh jeez, these trucks are smelling diesel. So you can smell it. The fog is it reminds me the mountains. It reminds me being in a mountain. Being in the hiking areas. This is one of the best. It's one of the best seasons you can ever go through. You have fall. You have winter. Now you have fog. Now you're gonna have spring next week. It's kind of cool. But I like fogs. I mean, they're not safe, but I like them. It does really change everything. Every single day there's something new. This is why I make videos, because someday I may not be in DC, or someday I might be going to work and I'm gonna have a chance to make this beautiful weather changes color area. And this is the perfect time to walk. It feels so nice. It's not too cold, it's not too hot. It's absolutely amazing. You can dress naked. Look at the bus, the metro. You You can dress naked and walk outside. It's absolutely the best. I've been through this, that's why I like to film, because I've been into mountains. They have the best fogs ever. So I'm going on campus. I am arriving on campus, which means I have to turn the camera off, because these buildings over here, these buildings over here, these are dorms. These are dorms for kids, so I don't want to be filming kids in here. They are like 18, 19 years old, but also like it's not good to put the kids in the video. Also very unethical. Why is everybody from New Jersey? There's always New Jerseys. There's so many New Jersey people here from New Jersey who go to this school. Alright, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I will be right back in a few minutes. Ciao ciao, bye bye. Hello. Good afternoon, because in the afternoon, about 4:35 p.m. I just woke up. I was very tired and I'm about to go to class. I could have made a video when I came back from the event. I could have made a video earlier in the morning when I went to the gym, but early in the morning I made a video and I was going to the gym. There was foggy. Now the fog is gone, but there was foggy everywhere on the, there was no visibility. I think that was cool. I was going to the gym. And so right now I have to go to class about 4:45. I have 15 minutes to walk to class. But I realized just woke up right now and I'm about to eat. And I feel like I need to make a video as I'm eating, so that by the time it's 4:45, I'll be able to have around 15 minutes of video, so that I can just I don't have to record a video in the afternoon. I have so much to say, so much to share on this YouTube channel, sort of like an overview of what's going on right now, both what I did today and what is coming up in the news. So that being said, let me grab some food and talk about this. Okay, so I'm gonna be eating, so I apologize on that. But here I have a stew, making a stew here. I don't know if it's warm, but I'm gonna grab some food. I just warmed up some. It's really hot. I just warmed up some of the potatoes here. Some potatoes in a fryer, and then I'm gonna grab that's what I need. Put some Chick-fil-A sauce here. I'm gonna drink some energy drink. So, like I say, I won't talk too much. Just want to talk about an overview. So I went to the gym today, and then I came out. I went to an event in Washington DC. There was an event from I don't have paperwork here, but it was from Indeed. So if you know Indeed, this is Indeed. And they were hosting, this was their first event. They hosted about the data. They have a group called Data, an Indeed Lab, where they gather data from around different things around the world, around the country, and they're presenting their data on the employment rate. Remember, economists do love employment rate, because when people are employed, it's a signal that the country is doing great. When people are not employed, it's a signal that things are not going well, because employment trend is a result of many micro mechanisms happening. But mostly it's all about trading. People are trading, people are innovating. Oh geez, I have headache. Yeah, just drink energy drink, give me headache. That's crazy. Wow. I also had caffeine. I had coffee earlier on the events, so it's crazy. I'm having headache. So anyway, so I might eat. I'm sorry, headache is because I'm eating. It's because I'm hungry. So these events that I've been into, they make my brain. I need to eat, right? Math is very hard. It drains your whole brain. So anyway, so they were presenting. Remember when we have when we look at the data from an employment perspective, we are able to draw some insights, right? So this data specifically happened this year because this has been a big effect in terms of the policies here. This was the first event from Indeed, and I'm honored to be the first person to attend. There are many professionals, many economists from Federal Reserve Bank and many organizations, economists from India, no, not India, economists from Canada, and also some from Spain. So it was very interesting to see how Indeed has expanded that globally. So I was very fascinated by their data. They looked into how the technology, specifically AI. I have 5 minutes to record this. How has AI impacted the labor market? How it has influenced the labor market? So they did look into that. That was very interesting on how the trend has been a very benefactor in terms of like influencing the uncertainty. They didn't touch on tariffs, but the Canadian economist from Bank of Canada, she was able to actually touch on how the tariffs has impacted her country's economic trend. Not necessarily the AI. Actually, I was surprised on how many countries are still behind on AI. So US is the only country so far that has been affected by AI so much. Other countries are now to be affected by AI. So the US CEOs are the ones who have been able to, adapt AI much quicker, much faster. Okay, so it shows how US is advanced in terms of technology. But I will share more on that tomorrow. And then then after that, I attended another event, which was hosted by USPTO, United States Patent Trademark and Office, where they were celebrating 150 years of Bell Graham telephone innovation or patent. They were discussing about the technology and how it started, where we are in terms of the telecommunication, and the networking in general. So telephone. This tour here has been a big changer. Okay, this is a game changer, and today seeing this celebrating 150 years of a small change, something that was simple. I have headache. It's kicking in my head. I don't know why. I think I need sleep. But something that started as small as transmitting electronic voices between two receiver and transmitter, right? From a small micro to a big scale around the world. Now you can speak with friends, you can celebrate birthday party, you can watch tons and tons of war happening in Iran is going on, live streamed, right? And all those things has been a wonderful innovation that we have seen in US has been able to do. Bell Graham was not an American. Actually, he was naturalized, and he patented for this specific innovation of telephone. Few years after he was inaugurated as a US citizen. So this kind of like plays even in my case where I was naturalized in 2023, and immediately I was involved in this idea of American innovation, right? That's what makes America such a beautiful country. And every time I talk to people in America, people are born here who are in this space of innovation and new ideas, they kind of like what I do, right? Like it's just so impressive, right? Because America has this sort of like freedom of thoughts where you can think and dive deep and understand the micro level of innovation. So I think this was interesting to me, especially that I'm doing now. I'm trying to like study the failure and success of banks and how that affects the patents, specifically like the Berg-Graham. If Berg-Graham did not have the money and fundings from banks, and if the banks didn't have good policies from the government, there would have been no large amount of patents. And even when the patent was produced, later on we see a huge explosion of these small devices like phones that can transmit information, transmit a lot of imageries and videos live stream with a very small lagging, like 3 seconds lagging, right? But being able to do this, and again, and what I do about Uganda is also about like how can we country like Uganda that is really behind in terms of technology, adapt this energy, and then once they have energy, people can innovate, right? If there was no energy in the United States, if there was no electricity in the United States, reliable electricity, right? Everybody has electricity in their capacity, but is it reliable, right? If in the US didn't have that adaptation, that idea of expanding electricity to everybody in the United States, people wouldn't have been able to adapt to technology or innovate more tech. We see China doing the same thing, right? They adapt energy fast, then they adapt electronics, and then boom, they shoot up, right? Now they are involved in like robotics and self-driving cars, right? And then, I mean, we see United States bombing Iran with very strategic military equipments equipped with ships that are running 24/7 with electricity and telecommunications, satellites, and live intercoms, right? Sending live bombs and rockets that can be positioned to a specific targets, so in avoiding civilian area and targeting the military or specific government buildings, right? All of this is because of technology, something as this, right? And that can only be achieved without the banking sector, without academia, without innovation. So that's all I did for today, and again I'll dig deeper tomorrow. I have many things to do to talk about in the videos, but for today I need to eat. I have 2 minutes to finish eating, but that's all I have for today. Then I'm hungry. I don't cook. Then on the other hand, the lady who was the leader, the head of IC agents, the Homeland Security, I think her name was Krista. She got fired today from her job because she was very brutal with IC operations in Minnesota, killing two Americans over the IC operations, right? She didn't resign, just got fired. What is the news? Let me check. Then Trump administration is going to pay back almost $2 billion, more than that, to US firms who lost the money because of the tariffs. So they are ordered to pay back those money. That's why there was a slow and lagging behind hiring, because companies cannot hire if they don't know what's going to happen, right? If today the head of the state, the head of the government is passing the tariffs, today is 10%, tomorrow is 15%, the next day is 5%, and these changes goes, the customs and the customs and border protections, team, they have to adjust the duties and they have to do it fast and quicker. Whereas if you're shipping iPhones from China and then there's 10% increase, then they have to charge that. And that doesn't go to accounting side before within 3 months. So you have, when you do these changes within so fast, not only are you affecting the accounting side, but you're also affecting farms and the consumers and the people and the teams. You are affecting an entire systems, the legal systems, right? And it affects the the global wise. So there was sort of like mistakes in the top administration, and that's why economists have been really, really angry about this, because I don't know what they did. We still don't know why. We still don't know why he's launching the war in Iran. Yes, killing the guy Ayatollah was something was in the America was trying to do it, but they didn't know when to do it. Okay, so but Trump authorized it to do it. Okay, I gotta go. I gotta leave. I have to go to class. But before I go, stocks is down 800 points because of the war in Iran, and because of the war in Iran, the oil prices has gone up. China is struggling. I mentioned this in my videos. China is going to struggle so much because China buys oil from Iran and then from Russia, and because of that, they are now shifting to their own domestic production. US will be affected as well in terms of supply chain and global trade. So not only do we have issues with tariffs and government layoffs, we also have oil crisis that's going to be happening in a few minutes, in a few days. So that's all for today. I'm hungry. I apologize. I don't mean to talk what I'm eating, but I have to. All right. Thanks for watching, and ciao ciao. Hasta mañana. Take care. Thank you. Spasiba. Adios.